This is the Algebra 2 Unit 10 test review, and this recording will work 1 through 13. Okay, so on this first one, it says to multiply. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply numbers, and we're going to do one step lower. We're going to add exponents. So we'll have 3 times 5. I'm going to write the couple out long, and x to the 7 plus 4. So it ends up being 15x to the 11th. Now on this number 2, we have an exponent. And if we look at PEMDAS vertically, one step lower than exponent, we're going to multiply the exponents. So let's give the 2 a 1, and we're going to distribute with multiply. That's 2 to the squared. X to the 6 times 2 is 12. Y to the 4 times 2 is 8. And then we need to evaluate this. This is 4, x to the 12th, y to the 8th. And that's your final answer. Number 3, it's multiply, and there's no number, so we won't do any multiply on this one. We're going to add exponents. And I see some negatives, so we might need to move negatives. So this is x to the 3 plus 4, y to the 1 plus negative 3, which is x to the 7, y to the negative 2. Then we need to move the negative exponent. So it ends up being, we got to take this one down. So it's x to the 7th over y squared. And then that's the simplified answer. Number 4 is the easiest test question. However, just forewarning, answer choice A is going to probably say 0. Don't pick it. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Number 5, it's a division problem. So we're going to divide numbers, and we're going to subtract exponents. So we know that we have, well, hey, let's first move some negatives before we do that. So I'm going to move this x up and this y down. So we'll have 12 over 3, x to the 3, and an x we moved up, squared. And we need to move the y down. Now we're going to divide the numbers and subtract and combine like x's. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. On top we have 3 x's and 2 more x's, x to the 5th, over, and now we just have a y on the bottom. So that's our final answer. Number 6. So this one, let's, first of all, let's change this y to the 0 power to 1. We don't really need it. Then let's move negatives. So I'm going to move this down. And so we'll have 3 over 6. On the top, we have a z left. And on the bottom, we'll have an x squared and another x squared and a z. This looks like a 2, so I'm going to put lines through those. Now we're going to divide and subtract, but combine these two. So this can become 1/2. So we have 1 over 2. The z's cancel. And on the bottom, we have 2x's plus 2x's, so it's x to the 4th. Final answer. For this one, let's move that one negative up, and let's write this all as one fraction. So I'm going to move this up. So on top, we will have an x cubed, and a y to the fourth, and a 6x, and another y over a 4. Now let's clean that up a little bit. We're going to add the y's together, so on, and the x's together. So on top we have a 6, an x to the fourth, and a y to the fifth. And on the bottom we just have a 4. Now we're going to simplify that to be a 3 halves, dividing both of those by 2. So your final answer is 3x to the fourth, y to the fifth over 2. Number 8, let's move some negatives first. We need to move this z down and rewrite it. So I'm going to have it 2x y to the 8 over x squared y z 6z squared. Now let's combine these z's next. That's 8 z's. So we have 2xy to the 8 over x squared yz to the 8. Now we have a division problem. We're going to do divide, subtract. So we would divide numbers, but 2 divided by 1 is just 2. And we're going to subtract exponents, but wherever I have more, I'm going to leave them. So I'm going to leave the 2 alone. Now for the x's, I'm going to do 2 minus 1, but there's one more x left in the bottom, so that leaves 1x in the bottom. For the y's, I have 8y's minus 1y is y to the 7th, and it's on top. And for the z's, I have z to the 8th on bottom. Number 9. So this one, it's an exponent we need to get rid of first, which we're going to multiply exponents and keep the bases. So we start with distributing the 3. So we have negative 2 to the 3, x to the negative 15, y to the 9. Now I'm going to move negative exponents, not the negative 2, that's a base. So I'm going to move this down. So I'm going to leave negative 2 cubed for now so we can talk about its sign. Y to the 9th over x to the 15th. Now we need to just evaluate this. Since this is odd and we have a negative, it'll be a negative answer, and 2 cubed is 8. Y to the 9th over x to the 15th. Number 10, same type of problem. So let's put the 1 with the 2 again. We're going to do exponent multiply. So that will start with 2 to the negative 2. X to the negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Y to the 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Now we're going to move the 2 negatives down. So we'll have x to the 8th over 2 squared. The negative's gone now. Y to the 12th. And then let's evaluate 2 squared. X to the 8th, 4y to the 12th. And that's your final answer. We have 1x, 1y, and our constant is simplified. Number 11 says we want to solve with these. So what we need to do first on number 1, we need to use order of operations. We got to get rid of this exponent first. So we want to, that's a 3 to the first power. So we're going to, or 3 to the x power, we're going to multiply 2 times that. So we get 3 to the 2x times 3 to the 6 equal 3 to the 12th. Now next we want to get these together on one side. It says multiply, so we're going to add the exponents and keep the base because it's the same. 3 to the 2x plus 6 equal 3 to the 12s. Now that we have like bases, and we can cancel them because they match, and we can solve with the exponent. So I'm going to solve 2x plus 6 equal 12. When I subtract 6, I get 2x equal 6. And when I divide by 2, I get x equal 3. Okay, so on number 12, we need to first combine these two 8s and get 1 8 on each side. It's multiply, so we're going to add the exponents. So we'll have 1 8 with 3 plus 2x equal 8 to the 7th. Then we can cancel the bases and solve with the exponents. So we have 3 plus 2x equals 7. When we subtract 3, we get 2x equal 4. And when we divide by 2, we get x equal 2. All right, for number 13, first we need to do the exponent multiply because of, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, in its regular form. So we got to get rid of this 2 first. So we'll have 2 to the 2x over 2 to the 4th equal 2 to the 10th. Now on this side we want 1 base 2. So it says divide. We're going to keep the 2 and we're going to subtract the exponents. So we'll have 2 to the 2x minus 4 equal 2 to the 10th. Now we have like bases, so we can cancel those. And we're going to solve 2x minus 4 equals 10. So when we add 4, we get 2x equal 14. And when we divide by 2, we get x equals 7. Okay, we'll do the next set of problems in the next recording.